In this video, I'm going to show you how to create a campaign with Microsoft Ads, so stay tuned. So I'm in the Microsoft Advertising dashboard. I've already logged in with my account, and you'll have to create an account and sign in if you want to use it. When you sign in for the first time, you can opt in to use Smart Mode, which is going to have a limited amount of options to make it easier for you to get started, but it's not going to help you down the road if you want to really optimize and increase your conversions. So you want to go with Expert Mode. So what I did to figure out how to switch to Expert Mode is I did a quick Google search on how to switch to Expert Mode in Microsoft Ads. And so I came across this article. It says, is switching to Expert Mode right for you? And it talks about the differences, like you have less content in Smart Mode. You can only use text ad search campaigns, whereas in Expert Mode, you can do shopping campaigns and audience campaigns, which is going to give you better conversions over time. And it's going to give you more targeting options and more metrics. So then if you want to switch, what you do is you click the gear icon and then you switch to Expert Mode. So that would be here. You click this little icon and it will say switch to Expert Mode. Once you switch though, you can't go back. But don't worry, it's a good decision. You want to be in Expert Mode because you get more options. It might look intimidating at first because there's a lot of options, but I'm going to show you how to navigate that through a series of tutorials. So to create a campaign when you're in Expert Mode, you can see this huge dashboard and you want to click under campaigns, which takes me to this screen. So I have a campaign running. It's like $5 a day and I'm getting clicks. I'm doing like a CPA offer. So I'm driving people to a landing page. I'm collecting their email and then I'm directing them to a CPA offer on Max Bounty. And so as you can see in the dashboard, you can track your spend, your clicks, your conversions, and your impressions. You can also track at what time of the day you're getting the most spend, the most clicks, conversions, and impressions and stuff like that. So you can also click these little icons here so you can turn on and off those parts of the graph. Now I'm not tracking conversions with this campaign. You do want to track conversions typically. In this case, I just didn't set it up that way. I don't have a thank you page for this funnel. You definitely want to add conversion tracking so you can optimize for that. And then the algorithm can say, okay, these many people are converting and these are the types of people we're going to go look for in the search ads so you can convert at a higher rate. So to create a campaign, you click campaigns. It's going to load up your current campaigns. And then what you can do is click the create campaign button. Now you want to pick your goal. Now from my experience running ads, I would say that if you want to get people to click and go to your website, you definitely want to do visits to your website. And you might think, oh, well, that's, not rocket science. It says that. But there's a lot of different goals, like there's conversions, and you might think, well, I want sales, right? Or I want opt-ins. That's a conversion, right? So it can be kind of tricky to pick a goal sometimes. Like if you're doing phone calls or you're doing like selling products like through the Microsoft Shopping, it's a lot easier to pick those goals because they're pretty straightforward. But in terms of like traffic versus conversions, it can be kind of difficult at first. What I would recommend is that you do visits to your website at first. And then once you build up enough conversions, usually on ad networks, it's like 25 to 50 conversions. Once you get to that point, the algorithm can actually optimize for those conversions and you can actually choose conversions. So what you would do is create one campaign for visits and then you create another campaign with a new goal and you'd either retarget or you would use that conversion data and you would use conversions because now there's enough conversions on your pixel or the thing that's going to track the data coming into your campaign. So we're going to select visits to my website. So you would enter a name for your campaign. You'd say like, I don't know, I'm just going to say test. And then you can use settings from another campaign if you want. You want to set your budget per day. I have always been taught and I have always tried to follow a small budget at first. And then what you want to do is increase it over time. Because if you start spending like $100 a day and you have no idea what you're doing and you don't even know if your funnel's good or your product's good or your pitch is good, you might just crash and burn and you just lost $100 when you could have spent $5 to figure out the same thing. So you definitely want to start small, and $5 is a good amount to start with. You can select where you want your ads to appear, and I want to do the United States. And you got to think about your demographic. This is going to be different for every campaign and every product. Some products, especially like CPA offers or different affiliate products, they're not even available in every location. So what you want to do is target where your product is available. So I usually select the United States, and then I want people that are in my targeted location, not people that are searching for or viewing pages. So this is really important, and this is the same between Google Ads and Microsoft Ads. In search ads, people who are in your targeted location, those are the people who live in the United States. So those are the people you want to buy. But if you do people searching for, viewing pages about your targeted locations, you could have people in Australia, or you could have people in Sweden or Europe or wherever, and there's nothing wrong with those places, but those people might be vacationing maybe once in their life and they never buy products from the US, or if they do, they're not really looking to buy that same item, or they're not going to fit your target demographic, so you don't even want to entertain that. And if you want to learn more information about these options, there's usually a question mark that's next to it. You can click this and it's going to say, like, by selecting it, it's going to show you your ad to people outside of your area who search for this. So like you offer a city tour of Denver and you want to target tourists planning a trip but don't want to target people living in Denver. This is really not a good idea if you're doing local campaigns. So like if you have a hardware store or like a marketing agency or tax agency or whatever it is, if you want people down the street to come in, you definitely don't want to be targeting people that are just looking up your location or curious. You want people down the street. You want people who live in a certain mile radius. So definitely check this box off if you're trying to do that sort of campaign. You want to select your language. I'm going to select English because that's what I speak, and those are the types of people I want to target because that's the type of copy I'm going to be using in my ad. Then you're going to save, go to the next step, and what you will do here is you're going to enter your website. So you're going to enter your website URL, and then you're going to do an ad group name, and you're going to generate some keyword ideas based on a URL that you find from a competitor or even your own URL or a product or service. And then you're going to pop these into the keywords section. Now I'm going to make more videos on how to create really tight-knit keywords so that you make sure you're really optimizing your conversions, because if you put the wrong keywords in this box, you could be paying for absolutely the wrong traffic. Because what happens with the algorithms is that if you say something like you want to target people for make money online or fitness products, it's going to do anything with fitness in it or anything with money or anything like that, right? So that's not exact to what you want. Like you want exact phrases like make money online or protein powder or, you know, traveling to US, you know, on this whatever, this tour or something like that, right? You definitely want to keep it really specific because you're paying per click and you want those searches to match up, because the people who are searching for your stuff or this type of product, they want that thing now. They're searching for it right now. And there's certain keywords that will detail if it's a good search for people who are trying to buy versus learn. So if you want me to make a video on that, say yes in the comments below. I definitely will. So let's say I was just doing like a make money online product like I do, or maybe my bad credit loans. Maybe I was doing another offer with it, so I could do bad credit loans. This is just my web URL for this. So you want to have like a website or a funnel set up. I have other videos on how to do that, so you can watch more videos on my channel. And then you want to put an ad group name. This should just describe that group of keywords. So like let's say it's like loans or something, and it's actually already predicting what kind of keywords I should have and what categories I should use. It's going to give me the monthly searches on Bing. It's going to give me the cost per click and the competition. Generally what you want to do is you probably don't want to do your URL specifically unless you think you have a lot of content on there and stuff. You want to just search like what exactly your product is. So like I'm doing a bad credit loans promotion for a CPA product. So I'm going to get a commission if somebody buys that or takes out a loan. So what I want to do is search bad credit loans. And what that's going to do is show me the keywords related to bad credit loans and how to get loans. So, you know, best personal loans or loans poor credit, guaranteed bad credit loans. So these are people that are really looking to get that right now. And you want to make sure your cost per click is as low as possible with the same keywords that you need, and that there's a good amount of searches so you know people are looking for it. So something like 100 to 500 a month is probably like the minimum. You can go below that. You can go to like 10, but just don't expect tons and tons of clicks if people aren't looking for that exact thing right away. You might have to wait a while, and it's not going to spend unless people are clicking. And then you also want low competition, because the lower competition, usually the lower cost, or it means that you can rank higher easier, so you don't have to spend as much to get to the top. So just because the average is this, to get to the top of the search results on that ad and get more clicks, you might have to pay like $5 for a click for something like loans, even though you wouldn't want to do that because it's not specific enough. So you might say like something like bad credit loans over here. These are just ideas. I'm going to go into how to use the keyword planner to figure out the best keywords in another tutorial. So there's going to be lots of tutorials. Don't worry, this is going to expand for sure. But I already know that I do like bad credit loans like bad credit loan. Let's just say I was satisfied with that. You generally want to do like at least, at a bare minimum, you want to do like 10 to 50, something like that. You want to get as many in there as you can that are really, really targeted and relevant. So don't just put like loans in there or money or get money, because there's so many different applications of that. And you want to be really, really specific about why people would need your product. What would they be searching? You can use keyword tools to do that. Then what you want to do is, after you come up with all your different keywords, you want to save and go to the next step. You're going to create your ad. So what you do is you click create ad, and you can see how it's going to show. So you can either do a responsive ad, or you can do an expanded text ad. The expanded text ad is going to be very specific for each one. You can create multiples of that. If you're really sure on your messaging, you know which headlines convert, I would do this one. I like to use the responsive search ad. It's going to allow you to do a lot of different things and test different headlines. That way, if your first headline you thought of wasn't crushing it, maybe 7 of the other 8 are, right? So you'd create your ad here. You put in your URL, select the type, then you do your headlines. So you just say like, need a bad or a loan with bad credit now, or something like that. And you want to stay within the characters. And you can also do dynamic text, so you can put in parameters to change that. I'll go over that in a different tutorial. And then you can set your path. You want your path to match your final URL. So like my URL is drewbusinessaccelerator.com/bad credit loans. And then I would just basically say the same thing down here. It should match, because if you don't put that to match, it's going to show that you're misleading people to the wrong URL, and that doesn't look good. So you want to keep that like that. And then a description should just build upon that. So like, shake away the stress of debt with a loan right now, even with bad credit, or something like that. Like, you don't want to make crazy claims like you will get your loan right away today, unless it's definitely guaranteed by that person who's offering that, or if your business offers that. You want to do something that's interesting. You want to make it stand out. So like, shake away the stress of debt. Like, if you put something boring, our loans have an APR of this, blah, 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 like, that might work if somebody's looking for a particular APR, but really they're looking for something that's going to catch their eye, or something that when they read it, they're like, yeah, that's me. And you want to lead with the benefits and then back it with the features. So if you have an APR like that, you might say like, shake the stress of debt with our, 0% APR, or whatever, like whatever it is that your benefit is for your offer. And that way people will be more apt to click on your ad. And then you can add your mobile URL, which should probably be the same unless you have a different mobile website. You can use different website builders to make it responsive. And you can even click here to read on how to make more effective ads. So this is going to take you to a link, and it's going to talk about what makes an effective ad. So keep it relevant, create multiple ads in an ad group so you can test multiple different ads, describe what sets your product apart, use your customer's language, address your customers directly. So definitely say you, because that gets their attention. But don't make crazy claims like you will get this loan today, but like you could say like, you can learn how to do this. And then you can be specific, include a call to action. And then it's saying like, you don't want to mislead them. You don't want to do gimmicky things, excessive punctuation, because that just looks spammy and not professional. So there's other ways you can stand out without using like grammar to do it, like, or punctuation and stuff. You can do it with the way you say something. So I'm not going to go through all the different headlines right now, but you get the idea of what you could do there. And then site link extensions is something you can add like to drive more traffic. So it increases your click-through rate because it takes up more space in the search. So like, you might have your link that says, click here if you need a loan with bad credit. And then below that, it might have like 2 links that say like, 0% APR or, qualify now, and they both go to the same page, but they're 2 different links, so it takes up a bigger space. So you can add those extensions if you want, and you can add price extensions, etc., etc. Just so I can show you the budget stuff, I'm gonna do a quick ad for just expanded text, just so I can put something out there. So after I've saved my ad, you can set your budget. So this is really important. You want to set either your campaign budget, or you can bid on particular ad groups or set ad group budgets. I like to do it at the campaign level, so I like to spend like $5 a day for the whole campaign. So that could be multiple ads and multiple different keywords total. That way you can just test the traffic and just see how it's going. Maybe bump it up to 10 or 15, but don't go too far on this. I've done this before. I've tried to spend $50 a day when it wasn't ready, and I ended up losing $150. Sometimes the campaign spends more or less. in certain periods, but it won't do it over a month's period of time. So you definitely want to keep it low to begin. And then it's going to give you the estimated number of clicks, impressions, monthly spend, and the average position that you're going to be at. And you can pick a bid strategy. So what you want to do is you want to either do enhanced CPC or manual. And the reason is because when you do maximize clicks, it's going to just try to get as many clicks as it can, and it's an automated strategy, and right away, without any conversion data, it's not going to know how to base that off of anything. Like, there's no data saying like you're going to get these types of clicks for conversions, because you have no conversion data. So what you want to do is you want to do enhanced CPC. So you can pick like 50 cents for a click, or $1 is pretty common. And then it can adjust it accordingly based on how your campaign's doing for different keywords. And this way, it's kind of smart bidding, like it's kind of adjusting it for you, but at the same time, it's not going crazy with your budget, which is really important. And it's not just going to max out your budget every day and not get you any quality clicks. And then manual is always the best if you really know what you're doing. So once you get some experience, 6 to 12 months of running ads and that kind of thing, and you've done a lot of reading and training, or maybe you've worked at an ad agency and run ads, then you can start using manual. I always use enhanced CPC. I would say experiment with all of them if you want. Like, don't think you're limited, but definitely a lot of people are saying to use enhanced CPC, including me, and I definitely want to have control over my budget at least a little bit. And then you can bid on different keywords. So you can see like if you're going to rank at a certain position based on what you bid. So like this will be how much you were willing to pay for a click. Doesn't mean you'll pay this much per click, but let's say for your ads loan group, for any of those keywords that we put in earlier, it's going to tell you like what the average estimated position is. And then this little warning sign here is there to tell you that maybe something's up with this. So it's going to say based on your current bid and budget, we don't think this ad group will get very many clicks, so you want to increase the budget. I would just start it small. If you just have one ad group, I would just start at like $1 to $2, because that's how most keywords are, at least in this network for what I'm trying to do, are priced at. Like there's some niches where like you can spend 50 cents, and there's some that you have to spend $30 to get a click, but then the payout is usually higher for those higher price clicks because it's more valuable, and the services offered for those keywords are generally high ticket, which means they're highly priced. You can move forward. You can set more things like the targeting, which is super important. You want to set the location, the devices. So you want to say like maybe you only want it on desktop or tablet or smartphone. You can also set your country, how much you want to bid on that. These are like percentages. So like if you didn't want it on tablet at all, you decrease it by 100%. Or if you wanted to have more bids on your smartphone, like you might say like 50% increase. So you can do stuff like that, and you can also do it based on audiences. So then you would save. It's going to say we're doing a quick policy review. And so they typically review your ads in like a day or two. If you have trouble, just contact the support team, and it's going to say it's in review. And then you'll see it pop up here in your dashboard. It will show you the clicks, it will show you the data, and you can look at the ad groups and the ads by clicking inside and then clicking again inside to see what keywords are prepared with your campaign. So that's how you create a campaign in Microsoft Ads. It's pretty easy and straightforward. If this is your first time running ads, it might be more difficult, but once you get the hang of it, pretty much all the networks are very, very, very similar, and they look the same, so it doesn't get much harder than this. Now, along with creating ads, you have to make sure that the traffic going to your funnels that you create is quality. You have to make sure you are split testing your funnel. You have to learn how to even create a funnel, or you might not even know what that is. And you have to have an autoresponder or some way of following up with your audience so you can remarket to them and sell offers on the back end. This is a lot of work, but if you want to learn how to create the lifestyle that you've always dreamed of so you can spend more time with your friends and family while you're making passive income, then you should go to drewbusinessaccelerator.com/freedom, and you can grab my free fast track guide on how to start an online business. With my guide, you're going to learn the strategies that I follow to start my online business and how I generate sales. With my guide, you'll learn how you can create a lifestyle where you can spend more time with your friends and family while succeeding with your online business. Go to drewbusinessaccelerator.com/freedom. Grab your fast track guide today. I'll put a link at the bottom of the description, and I can't wait for you to start your online business. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, hit that like button, jump on that subscribe button, and slap that notification bell so you don't miss a single video from me. There's a video right after this one, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.